Hey y'all, it's Michael, and in this video, I'm going to be going over the top things that I love about living in Atlanta, as well as the top things that I don't like about living in Atlanta. Real quick, if you are interested in moving to Atlanta, or if you just want to learn more about Atlanta, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I come out with a new video about everything Atlanta. So let's get right into it. My number one thing that I love about living in Atlanta, Georgia, is the things to do in and around Atlanta. We have so many things to do in Atlanta, and if I was just to go over every single thing that I've done that I liked, then I would have you here all day. So I'm just going to go over a few of the top things that I like, as well as a few things that if you're visiting Atlanta, that you definitely need to check out. Just within 30 minutes of Midtown Atlanta, which is the heart of Atlanta, you can be at Kennesaw Mountain or Stone Mountain, which both offer great walking trails and hiking that you can either run, you can walk, you can just hike and just enjoy the scenery. Make sure you take your cameras because at the top there are great photo opportunities. Atlanta has so many different parks that you can go and enjoy the weather and go walking or just relax in the green spaces. My top two Atlanta parks that I like going to is going to be Piedmont Park, which is in Midtown. It has over 180 acres. Feel free to bring your fur babies. They have two off-leash dog parks that are huge. And then you can also go play tennis, racquetball, soccer, baseball, basketball, or go swimming in the aquatic center. Or if you just want to relax, grab you a blanket, maybe have a little picnic spread, and go out to many of the different green spaces that Piedmont Park has to offer just to enjoy a beautiful day. The second park that I love is Grant Park. It's a very big park like Piedmont Park. It has plenty of the walking trails and picnic tables, and it also does have plenty of the green spaces and fields, as well as a pool. It's in the Grant Park neighborhood south of downtown. Atlanta has so many festivals that you can attend throughout the year. A few of my favorites are the Dogwood Festival that's at Piedmont Park. And just think of all local artists, local vendors coming out and showing you what they have to offer, as well as plenty of entertainment. They also have dog shows where they throw the frisbees and the dogs go and like do crazy tricks, and they perform and all of that good stuff. It's amazing to watch. On top of that, of course, you have all the good eating, your typical festival food. So, of course, we're in Atlanta. Plenty of the fried foods and all that good stuff. Cheeseburgers, hot dogs. You have also a lot of local restaurants. That's just my number one favorite festival. But we have wine festivals. We have the Chomp and Stomp Chili Cook-Off Festival. We have the Atlanta Jewish Festival, which is an amazing festival. I've been there a couple years, and they have the best of the best Jewish film productions. And you go into theaters, and then you get tickets for whichever ones you want to watch. We also have the Greek Festival, which is another great and culture experience just to learn about their dancing, their food. Their food is amazing, and everything else about the culture as well. Any category of festival that you want to go to, we probably have it. Oh, I forgot, a really popular one is the Sweetwater 420 Festival, since Sweetwater 420 is actually a Georgia brewing company, and that's a big one as well. Every single city has their top places, and I would say that these are probably our top tourist attractions. If you're moving here or you're already living here and you haven't been, definitely check these out. We have Zoo Atlanta, which is actually right next to Grant Park. The Fox Theater for your ballet and plays. We have the High Museum of Art. We have the World of Coca-Cola, which is awesome because you get to learn about the history of Coke and you can try all the different Cokes. We have the Fernbank Science Museum, and just 30 minutes west, you can be at Six Flags Over Georgia. If you're wanting to go on amusement rides or roller coasters, we are also packed with history. The top one being a history of civil rights. We have the MLK Jr. National Park, which has Martin Luther King Jr.'s boyhood home that he grew up in, the church that him and his father were pastors in, and of course, the museum to see all the great work that he did. Last but definitely not least, we have the Atlanta Beltline. The Atlanta Beltline is really going to be the United States' longest paved path once it's completed and connected to the Silver Comet Trail. It's going to go out 300 miles. The Atlanta Beltline is basically a redevelopment of old railroads made into these pathways that you can take and go around all the different neighborhoods inside of Atlanta. And it's going to be throughout Atlanta. It connects to Pont City Market, which is another thing to check out for shopping or food. They have really great restaurants in there. Connects to Piedmont Park. It goes into West Midtown, and et cetera, et cetera. It's going to go all over Atlanta, and it's expected to be finished in just a few years. I just went over my number one favorite thing that I love about Atlanta, but my number one worst thing that I do not like about Atlanta is the traffic. The traffic in Atlanta is one of the world's worst, and it dates back for whenever Atlanta was being constructed, and there was 2 railroad stations basically built, and the roads that were connected to the railroad stations were in the grid pattern, but the problem is both of these railroad companies did not talk it out. They basically kept on building and building and did not form that grid pattern with proper communication through Atlanta. Then you have Sherman that came in and burned Atlanta to the ground, and they were focused on reconstruction, and again they failed to address the infrastructure problem. The 85-75 connector in Atlanta, Georgia is the number 8 in the world most congested road. That being said, whenever I'm working with a new client that's planning on buying in Atlanta, that's the first thing I'm going to address is where are they working if they're not able to work at home, and how much of a commute are they looking to have maximum. Because the last thing you want to do is move to a new city and then sit in traffic for over 2 hours every single day. Of course, you can use Waze, which is one of my favorite apps that I literally use every single time I'm in the car going anywhere in Atlanta, so I can always figure out how to get around the most congested parts of Atlanta, and I can get there in a decent time. My number 2 of what I love about living in Atlanta, Georgia, are the amount of colleges we have. We have so many colleges. We have over 30 colleges in Metro Atlanta alone. And just to name a few, you have Georgia State, Georgia Tech, SCAD, Mercer, Berry, Emory, Life, and so many more. We also have a lot of historical black colleges in Atlanta, and just to name a few, you have Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark. Of course, I didn't name all, over 30. That being said, we are definitely going to have a college that fits the industry that you're looking to go into. My number 2 con of living in Atlanta is we are a unhealthy state. We have high obesity, we have high uninsured. We're one of the states with the least physical activity. Definitely a contributing factor to how unhealthy we are. We do love our Southern comfort food. Post below what your favorite Southern comfort food is. Mine has to be either shrimp or grits or sausage gravy with biscuits. Just make sure that you're not enjoying the Southern comfort food as much as you might want to be, and going out to your local park and just enjoying the beautiful day or going hiking. We aren't unhealthy on all aspects. We do have a low prevalence in excessive drinking and low drug death rate. My number 3 favorite thing about living in Atlanta, Georgia is how quick you can get away. Sometimes you just want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And Atlanta has so much to offer. Like I said before, you can be within hiking within 30 minutes out on nature trails. But also from Midtown, you can go to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport within 20 to 25 minutes, and you can fly wherever you want to fly. It's an international airport. Go out of country or go to another state and go on vacation. This is definitely one of my favorite things because I love traveling, and it's so easy just to go to the airport and here you are going to another city. Let's say that you don't want to fly or you don't fly. Well, drive up to North Georgia, only an hour and a half, go see the North Georgia mountains. you can go stay in a cabin with a relaxing scenery and getting away from the city. Or drive southeast 4 hours and you're in Savannah, a city known for their history. They have ghost tours, they have beautiful oak trees that line the streets, cobblestone streets, as well as squares. My favorite thing to do in Savannah is going to downtown Savannah and going to their candy shop that makes taffy right in front of you. And check out Savannah during St. Patrick's Day because they have a huge St. Patrick's Day festival. If you don't want to go to another city, then just drive a little bit further from Savannah, 15-20 minutes, and be in Tybee Island, a lovely, quaint beach town that isn't the hustle and bustle like Miami or Panama City Beach is, and just relax. They have a pier, they have restaurants, and all of that, but it's very quaint, very small, and very relaxing. Or you can go 4.5 hours out to Hilton Head, South Carolina, and check out their beaches and everything they have to offer. If you're moving to Atlanta and you're like, I don't know if I really want the city life, you have plenty of things that you can do that isn't just city. You can fly out somewhere, drive out somewhere. We're such a good centralized location to have all these different amenities and places to go so close. My number 3 thing that I don't like about living in Atlanta, I was going to put this with traffic, but it did need its own con, is the transportation in Atlanta. We are definitely in need of a public transportation overhaul. We do have MARTA, which is a heavy rail and bus transit system. But the thing is a lot of the counties outside of the perimeter are not wanting MARTA to go into their counties. Therefore, you are very limited on where you would have to live if you needed just public transportation. There is over 110 bus routes around Atlanta, but the thing is now you're combining waiting for that bus, then you're going to be in the traffic, and then you may need to catch another bus to go somewhere else if there's not a MARTA train station where you're trying to go. One thing that MARTA is really great at is for big events. You can go to the Georgia State Stadium with the train system. You can go to the Mercedes-Benz, as well as many other parts in Atlanta if you're going in Atlanta for an event, so you don't have to worry about the parking and the traffic. Also, MARTA goes directly into Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, so you can catch the MARTA in Atlanta. You don't have to drive to directly in the airport and worry about parking or anything, and you can go straight into the airport and then you can fly wherever you want to go. That being said about transportation, I would definitely say that if you're moving to Atlanta and you don't live and work near a train station or near the bus line, then you will need to have a car. The number 4 on the list for why I love living in Atlanta is our mild winter. You're not going to be shoveling snow. We rarely get enough snow that you're going to have to be worried about it. But when we do, the city does shut down because we're in the South and we cannot handle the snow. Just a few years ago, we had a big winter storm and it was nicknamed the Snowpocalypse. The city shut down. People were stranded in their cars for hours on end. Home Depot and Lowe's and fire stations, they were all opening up their doors so that people could walk and go sleep there because the roads were just like completely taken out of commission. Winter really only lasts to November to February. Your average temperatures are going to be in the low 30s and the high 60s. There'll be some days in the winter where you'll just be out in a t-shirt and some shorts and be like, is winter over? That's definitely a pro for me because I do not do very well in the cold, and I'd rather be in a t-shirt and shorts than bundled down. My number 4 reason why I don't like living in Atlanta, you can't get everything you want. So I got my mild winter on my pro, but my con is the opposite, is our hot and humid summers. During the summer months, it is humid and sticky and hot. The average summer temperature is 68 to 90 degrees. We do get temperatures upwards 100 plus. And it's not just the 100 plus that's the hot part. It's the humid that comes in that makes it feel so much more hot than it actually is. Your AC systems in the summer are going to be working double time, and you definitely want to keep the AC working in your car because you will definitely be sweating if not. We're known for our thunderstorms in the summer, which I love thunderstorms, just seeing them and everything. They are powerful sometimes. We do have some small tornadoes during the summer months, and just don't be surprised whenever you do get the warnings and watches of the tornadoes or the thunderstorms. My number 5, we are growing like crazy. We are projected to have over 1 million more people in Metro Atlanta within the next decade. Not only are we going to have 1 million more people, but over time, the projections show that we are just going to continue to get more diverse, which is one of my favorite things. It could be its own pro, because with diversity, you have so much more cultures, and it is a reason why we're called the melting pot of the South. We have a ton of corporations here in Atlanta just because we are such a great location with the airport, with how cheap land is compared to most metropolitan areas, and we have the docks in Savannah for the logistics and shipping. We have 16 Fortune 500 companies. A few of those to name are Coca-Cola, UPS, and Delta. And then we have over 30 Fortune 1000 companies. A few of those are Rollins, Equifax, and Carter's. Another industry that has blossomed over the last few years because the state of Georgia has given them so many tax breaks to move over here. You would be amazed of how many big box office hits and films and TV shows and game shows are filmed here in Atlanta, Georgia. Tyler Perry just bought and developed the biggest major film studio in the country. It is 330 acres, and he is actually the first African American to own a major studio in the United States. And that's why another nickname for us is the Hollywood of the South, because we have all these big productions moving here to Atlanta. My 5th con of living in Atlanta is the competitive real estate market. We are in a strong seller's market within Atlanta, and that's not expected to go away anytime soon, just because of the influx of people that are moving here to Atlanta and companies that are moving here. Just make sure you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed so that you can be as competitive as possible. And of course, if you have any questions about relocating to Atlanta, Georgia, feel free to give me a call and we can go over a game plan on how to get you here. If you want to learn more about living in Atlanta, again, hit that subscribe button below, hit the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever I release another video about living in Atlanta. That's all this channel is about, is everything Atlanta, working, playing, living, and everything else Atlanta.